compared to MPL region competitors. So don't do that. So I'm guessing it's got to be somewhere in between. It's got to be somewhere they're comfortable.
But you have to give it to Alter Ego Esports. They're not giving the comfort heroes here for the side of 10S Gaming
Exactly.
Frost. Because when you think about it, is it really 10S Gaming Frost's decision to go for that mage setup?
No.
Or were they forced into the ropes and just, you know what, let's just pick this, let's think that it'll work, let's make it work, and it didn't happen for them.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of half and half as well, because what you point out was true. We saw how many Athena were actually being brought out in that game just to counter all these magic damage, and they definitely need a fine balance in their draft.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with Butters here and also with Aaron. I mean, again, they were pushed into that corner, and it's so easy to itemize, especially when it's up against magic damage. But let's look here. 10 Seconds Gaming Frost going to be starting off with the Esmeralda, and as well as the Natalia, while Alter Ego have already banned out the Brody. Interesting point here. 10 Seconds Gaming Frost opting to go on the blue side. We saw in group stages, they like to kind of just maintain on that red.
Yeah, and because I hope you agree with me too, Gideon. I want to hear that delayed.
Okay.
Leo, you too. Leo, you too.
What about me?
What about me? I feel
Exactly.
left out.
Exactly. The only reason why I think they got trapped into this whole all magic type situation, all magic lineup, is they really wanted the Hayabusa. Something tells me that Nasi Uduk read into it and said, boys, sweep him at the leg, take out the Hayabusa, because I think that's really what they wanted to do. And if they had the Hayabusa, the last pick Farsa would not possibly have been a Farsa. Might have been something else.
You know what, Leo? I agree with you. There's that delay you've been
Thank
waiting
you.
for. But okay, so there's also that big point about that comfort of the Yishun Shin. Remember that? I mean, like Hayabusa, Yishun Shin, two things that 10 Seconds Gaming feel very comfortable with. And I think Alter Ego kind of being on that red side, it's going to be interesting because 10 Seconds Gaming want to take advantage of blue and that first pick. So Sylvana being banned out, what happens next year, Contra?
Well, we still got
go ahead.
things like the jaw hit as well. Remember that that could actually pop up, but now they're target banning this Roger right here. Do you feel it's actually necessary?
I think it's a setup. Because if Alter Ego bans out the Yison Shin, then they'll have less heroes for the mid lane. The jungle, rather. So what happens now is Alter Ego, they might be thinking of just banning out another hero, then just give 10S Gaming Frost the Hayabusa so that they have access to the Yison Shin.
So it's a gambit, it's a trade.
It's a trade.
I know that you're gonna get something, but I'll just do my best to get something better in return. Oh, by the way, Benedetta is still out there.
I
And
mean,
Jawhead!
They might do it, they might not.
That's what the 2 here is open for.
And they just go for the bundle.
Oh no.
It's a trade.
Wow, a whole lot of plethora of options out there. Now that they've also taken out the Matilda. But the first pick here, we mentioned the Hayabusa being something of a staple, as well as the Yishun Shin, one or the other, and you have to give a lot of other sort of power picks over down towards Alter Ego with that double selection coming in.
Yeah, not here. I don't think. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say the Hayabusa doesn't come first pick, but of course you have to consider that the Jawhead, the Benedetta is still out there, the Farsa is still out there. There's so many. Luo Yi is still out there.
I'm still thinking Alter Ego Esports can just go Yison Shin and Benedetta and just go wild.
I mean, at this point, Benedetta is still up on the table. It's like such a staple to pick it up. The question is whether Alter Ego right now want to lock in their core or flex something that could go into the off lane, or more likely so because the Roger has been taken out, so you can't really necessarily flex jungle core,
I mean, Alter Ego, they're a team that would just go for it because they can do it. They can pull it off.
The confidence.
True enough.
Why not?
They're that confident.
Because why not?
Because why not, right? You can get the best scores. You can get the best damage dealers. So
There
now
it is.
they just go for it.
That's
they just go for it.
Exactly what it is.
Best case scenario coming in for Alter Ego Esports. Like, we've seen this sort of a way that they've set things up perfectly. Now, just in response, of course, they've got the Jawhead that definitely works well for the early game sort of invades as well as all sort of pokes. So what comes next after that?
Well, I personally think that what comes next is usually, okay, we got to get that Lapu Lapu, get something strong in towards the side lane. Unless 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, this could be a big tell with those offlaners, because you've already got that power flex pick with the Jawhead. They lock it in. There's the Lapu Lapu. There's the Hayabusa.
There you go.
I like the answer coming out here for the blue side. Clearly, they want to put another hero that's going to be good on Obuyan, probably they could make the most out of the certain Eudora Showhead tandem that they've been doing.
Burst him! Burst him!
Burst him, just burst him.
Yeah.
If you catch someone, just burst him.
I think whether it's a Eudora or not will have to be considered and, you know, put up neck and neck with whatever this last pick is and whatever the bans look like. It's because I think Obuyan, oh no, this makes the Eudora almost a non-starter. Like, I don't think so. This makes it difficult to consider. Unless it's a Purify Eudora.
Yeah, there's this
Still a little
two
bit tricky,
sides. Yeah, it's
but
still a bit tricky,
doable.
but there are two sides to Eudora. If the enemy team really just wants to go for the engage and they don't go wholeheartedly, you can just punish them with the electric arrow.
Yep.
I mean, sure. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree in these
But-
situations. And here's why. Because Cho, one of those starters, yes, Eudora may not necessarily be the greatest in the world. I mean, level 1's definitely great. Point and click, the electric arrow, absolutely fine. But I personally think that they are missing out on that, you know, that support section. And both sides are missing out on that support section, which means the last 4 bans are going to be magic damage-based heroes. I think Alter Ego could have easily left Cho up, gone for something like a Lo Yi, and say, hey, you got a Jawhead, no worries, I clear waves so fast, you don't have time to respond.
Yeah, and with that, there's going to be a lot more access on some of all these picks. And you just look at the ban list itself, you see Kagura, Matila way earlier on as well. So a couple of things that's still being left out is perhaps maybe Farsa is actually going to be good in this sort of scenario.
There's
or-
so many of them.
Yeah.
Harith, Luloyi, Lunox. These are all still out there waiting to be activated. And just the same, I'm not counting out just maybe one support or one mage and then maybe another marksman for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Although we haven't seen them do just that just yet. Like, I haven't seen like a 1-1 come out of them.
1-1.
Yeah.
1-1. I don't think I would expect to see 1-1 in a case like this, especially when you see something like a Hayabusa, for an example, unless you're really forced into it or you're trying to dominate one of the offlaners, which I think, you know, Lapu Lapu is one of the very few who can say, yeah, sure, you're great at level 1, but overall, I don't really care. I don't really care most of the time because I can clear it from a safe distance.
I'm a great hero as well.
Oh.
I don't care. I'm a great hero as well.
Yeah.
Lapu 2021.
Yuzhong has been relatively ignored, like just literally ignored. Yuzhong's still on the board here.
It could be the pickup here for 10S Gaming Frost, but that would leave Hayabusa holding on to the responsibility of the late game.
Very much
hard.
so. Very, very much so.
And
There
they
he
just ban
is.
it out. They just ban it out.
They heard. Yam, don't even.
Makes sense. I honestly, it totally makes sense in these situations here. And I think, you know, coming in, especially with Alter Ego, getting that first pick, at least now they can, you know, look to try to counterpick for that support section. Right now, they are really lacking in that wave clear. Lo Yi is looking mighty fine. Farsa is looking mighty fine.
One or the other, I definitely think that the Lo Yi is going to be an interesting spot, especially with a very high mobility setup coming in from the side of Alter Ego Esports. So, Farsa would be looking pretty good for Alter Ego Esports.
I think it's one of those where it's like wings by wings in comparison to the diversion. You can make the play with the diversion. It looks real cool. It looks real flashy. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, Jawhead jumps at me. I'm gonna die.
This is a Yam Khalid.
Yeah, this is going to be a Yam Khalid, but one of the weaknesses that we can see from Alter Ego's draft is it's the opposite of what 10S Gaming Frost did at game number 1. They are all physical damage. With these 4 picks, they just put it in a way that a brute force breastplate would be great, an antique cuirass. So the itemization is going to be great for the side of 10S Gaming.
Oh, wow. Here comes
They
the
just put a
Gacho.
couple. They just put out a couple.
Whoa.
A couple of MLBB, ladies and gentlemen.
This is making my Kokoro go Doki Doki, yo.
I mean,
It's Kokoro.
Kokoro, that's what I said. Go Doki Doki.
It's
married? Isn't he married?
He is.
Well, you got to put out all the love story that you can get, or else there's no more to tell right after this match.
This is what we were talking about, right? Like, when there's nothing to lose and everything to gain, you just pull out all the stops.
Wow.
I haven't seen this combination since like I was playing ranked like months ago.
I mean, it took, honestly, I wasn't even expecting it at all. Carmilla has just been a non-starter almost ever in most drafts. If you only see it once or twice, and finally Alter Ego pick up the far side. I guess they wanted to have some reassurance playing that far side and saved it for that last pick. I mean, 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, they could have taken it away, but instead, this is going to be real interesting.
Yeah, well-rounded draft for Alter Ego Esports. Like, it's very hard to say anything bad about it. Like, it's solid, but for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, I think the answer, the question of will Sheena have all the responsibility for late game, the answer is no, because Obuyan scales infinitely.
Wow. Just knowing the fact that you can definitely set up quite a interesting sort of team comp position to go in towards these team fights. We'll be looking out for that sort of waltz that will be brought out in the Land of Dawn.
Oh yeah.
Carmilla kind of helps in terms of the early damage. Like the ultimate will help Hayabusa deal more damage to the enemy team. But for Alter Ego Esports, it's a pretty standard draft. And when we see standard for these kinds of Indonesian teams like Alter Ego, they just do well.
I mean, it's really going to come down to the macro game. With that being said, boys, you guys are going to have a good time. I wish I was Castanino, but now it is up to you. Take it away!
Well, game 2. 10 Seconds Gaming Frost needs to find a way to equalize, or they will be sent back home in the playoffs run in the lower brackets. Leo Murphy already going in for a little bit of a buff invade, seeing nobody right there, so not much could possibly come out of this sort of section. But the Khalid versus Lapu Lapu situation is going to be interesting, but Buyan already soaking a little bit too much in the early phase.
Something to note here, actually, it's Sevnia as a tank. This is Tank Carmilla, and we have seen once more, we were mentioning it earlier, the return of fighter Jawhead. That's Koro in a side lane Jawhead.
Well, this is definitely going to be very interesting because we've seen so many different variations of it. Oh, what a dive coming from Yam! He is on a take of health. He does get one for Alter Ego Esports, but eventually he will give one back towards the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost.
He wasted so much time there for the side of 10 Gaming Frost. They chased him down, and a lot of these turrets are pushing over to the side of Alter Ego Esports.
Boots being purchased right there, and this 1-for-1 exchange definitely favors Alter Ego Esports in that sort of sense, where, of course, wasting time is equaling to wasting resources. Speaking of resources here, a little bit invade coming from Leo Murphy, and he won't be able to jack the buff away at the moment. Flame Shot does not connect towards Sheena.
All right, not even 2 minutes in, and it's already pretty clear what Alter Ego Esports is doing. It seems like the name of the game is to make sure Sheena doesn't have a good time.
Yeah, indeed. And you just look at it. Yam's going to be coupling up with Leo Murphy to be setting this one.
Oh!
Obuyan, he's got to make a run for his life as they are trying to catch Sevnia, but over the back, it's going to be Koro. Koro might just be able to catch it now. Great flicker as they will burn him down.
Leo Murphy knows who the target is, but Alter Ego Esports, they get Shelly Boy taken down. Papa is here fighting for that turtle, and Sheena will get the turtle.
Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, what a turnaround! And there's the Ogi shadow kill. Misses one onto Pi. Oh, Pi just survived with literally 1 HP, close to 1 HP, if
A
not.
sliver of HP.
Yeah, and like he could have possibly
A grain of sand.
Yeah, he could just throw a little bit of speck of that dust of sand and get that sort of kill, but of course, missing out the opportunity, he has to look for another. In terms of kills, you can definitely see, as much as 10 Seconds Gaming is ahead, oh my goodness, you can see all the ults already being expended, and away of the dragon to connect towards Obuyan. There's no way he can even run out of that. Even the flame shot has been expended, but that is not necessary at all, and it's Alter Ego with the equalizer.
Alter Ego knows that punishing Sheena will be really hard. So they put a lot of time into just shutting down Obuyan. If Obuyan is the late game insurance, then just make him earn it.
Oh yeah, and now they're trading. Ladies and gentlemen, off camera almost we missed it, but Koro taken out here. And Shelly Boy still very, very confident despite falling in the early game, sitting at 1-1-1. I can say already, Contra, Butters, this game is much more competitive than game number 1. Like, this is already neck and neck. And again, we did mention earlier, at around 4 or 5 minutes, the writing was on the wall. This time, as long as Sheena keeps doing this and Obuyan scales, I think we're going to see something good. We're going to go into, like, what, 20 minutes?
Probably 20 over minutes right here, because this is the game plan coming from the side of 10 seconds game Frost. And a couple of times, Leo Murphy might have committed a little bit of a slight mistakes, but it doesn't really matter all too much. And Leo Murphy's just buying a lot more time right here. Well, his axe already been purchased, and as much as he falls, it doesn't really benefit anyone as he tries to get himself out of the safety. Very airstrike does connect with Cassius. Here is his life, and OG shall connect. And with Papa coming in from the back, though, they're going to be pulling all the way backwards because they can't contest this anymore.
They use so much resource for Leo Murphy that when it's time to go for the clash, they don't have anything left in the tank.
Yep, and that's what we're looking at here in the early to mid. In the late, though, I think 1 or 2 hits from Obuyan's bat impact will be fine. So that's what I'm waiting for right here. And of course, it's right, he does pick up the Purify here, and that would mean good things for the Moonlit Waltz with Sevnia going in, and he's taking a few hits here. Oh, Turtle already started up here. Where is the key player? Where is Sheena? Oh, I think he wants his purple first.
Oh boy, and speaking of which, it's going to be Alter Ego that secures it, but they have been able to catch out Obuyan with the Electo. And with that, 3 members go out in the blink of an eye. Alter Ego Esports, they don't even have the jaw hit anywhere around. It's hard to even contest.
They had a clear miscommunication there. Obuyan, he activated his ultimate quite early. He really wanted to fight, but the problem was Alter Ego was there. They were set up. Leo Murphy here, just doing the Leo Murphy things that he does.
Yeah, it does seem like a non-starter, given that Bat's Feast actually heals Obuyan. So what they do here is they click the ult, and then, yeah, Pai just jumps in. That's Cassius just blowing him up with the Feathered Airstrike. Like, the lifesteal is not significant at all. Not
at
yet.
par.
Not
at
yet.
par.
Yeah, at 6 minutes, if there's that many people blasting you, it's not going to work out. So right now, slowly Alter Ego Sports is making their way through the map. And again, now, earlier it wasn't the case, but this time, again, this is shades of game 1. 6 minutes in, and that's going to be 1 push for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, but 3 for Alter Ego Esports. And wow, Yam is just pressuring Papa.
Yeah, and they already have a 3-man setup over on towards this side, and Sheena has already arrived at the scene, so maybe they might need to force a move at the moment. Gonna be kicking up Papa up in the air, but Leo Murphy playing with fire right there. There's not gonna be overcommitment coming from 10 Seconds Gaming Frost as of the moment. Reverse breastplate already having it being appeared on the side cam.
It takes so much effort for 10S Gaming Frost just to push Alter Ego back. It takes 5 people to just have this advantage, but that's going to be Hayabusa going down. Papa here forced to use the flicker. Obuyan and the others can't do much.
Either way, it's worth it. You take down Sheena, you do that over and over again, and you start going for the choke slowly, and that's going to be mission accomplished. Shelly Boy has, I believe, 2 purple buffs, and that's more than he needs, but less for Sheena.
Speaking of which, we're Turtle and Alter Ego absolutely zoning them off, but the Wayward Dragon already connects, and Carl gets popped off. Leo Murphy is absolutely controlling this entirety of the game with Sevnia trying to pull this back towards his team's favor, but Yam cutting from the back as well. He sets up the Electo on towards Sevnia. This does not look good. It might just be another mega kill for Yam.
Yam just showing up and bringing his A game here on the first series of our playoffs. He's been doing everything on point.
Ya boy Yam, he slept on the right side of bed. He woke up, he had a great dream. He dreamt of hoisting up that M2 World Championship trophy, and today he's manifesting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's gonna be 1 taken out. Leo Murphy, a little too deep.
Yeah, he definitely tried to force a little bit of the sort of moves coming from the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, but they were pretty much well prepared, and there's no point for him to just go so deep in towards the base itself. And let's have a little bit of a look of the itemization at the moment.
Looking at Pai right now, he isn't even forced to go for a defensive item. He just went straight for that Heptasis. While Obuyan here, he only has the Lightning Truncheon. That is not good 8 minutes in if you are a mid lane that had a certain minion minion creep just given to you. The priority is there, and right now Yam gets punished.
Well, that face tech definitely doing pretty badly for their side, but they are trying to return the favor with the Raging Sandstorm already being expended, and that definitely calls for a little bit of a reset going on. 9 minutes on the clock, and we are seeing perhaps certain decent traits coming from the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, but they haven't really found that answer in towards these sort of team fights where they really have to find a way to stop Yam, and by doing so, they just get some choke points being set up. But having the Lord being up online definitely gonna be pretty interesting.
Yep, already 9 minutes in. It's going to be difficult here for Obuyan to scale. Butters was saying, man, if at this point all you have is the Winter Truncheon, then you're chugging along. Lightning Truncheon. Okay, if anything, I was hoping it was a Winter Truncheon because
that could save him.
That could save him. So if you need to be defensive, you do that. But right now, no contest at all. Not even 10 minutes in, they get the first Lord. Siege minions enhanced. That's going to be Lord crashing down either through mid. I think mid is the way to go here. That's going to be opening up your main artery. It's going to be difficult for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost to defend, to recover, to come back. And if the name of the game for them is to stay in this as long as possible, then all the more it's going to seem impossible. All right, well, I think if it's all, then you just pick either the most pushed in or the weakest turret or something random, so that's what it is.
But, but then again, everything is just pushed into the side of 10S Gaming Frost.
Exactly. It's a bad situation. It's a bad look for 10S.
Yeah, we're looking at the macro situation side of things that they have to juggle either or for this sort of the positions of the base. And the spot an eye on towards Yam. This might be looking to be relatively interesting as the fight is about to erupt right here. They do get a little bit of the sun over on side of Yam, but it will be Papa that commits towards Pi. And Toro busy clearing up the mid side. This is looking relatively tough here for them to just take out. So they do get the Lord down on the ground, but still not much of an answer coming from this side of the Ego.
Not bad. They do get the defense, and so far, Alter Ego Esports, they're taking their time because I believe they can. They have taken the 6-minute mark up until to this point, and that's Leo Murphy from the back, taking quite a few hits.
Wow.
Definitely the first casualty. Leo Murphy pops the immortality, and that's going to be Papa destroyed. Quite a few hits.
Wow.
Definitely the first casualty. Leo Murphy pops the immortality, and that's going to be Papa destroyed by Chelly Boy, trading out for 1. It's 2 for 1 with the top lane being taken here by Yam. Again, who is this man? We did not see him in the group stage.
Yam here just playing on another level, and as we can see, Sheena there trying to go for that shadow kill, but I don't think it was really intended to deal damage or to take down anyone. It was for the minions so that they can just push it back without having the trouble of just being present at that moment.
And we could definitely see that Cassius here really goes in for that perfect setup on that point in time. And with that, it just gives so much space for the side of Yam to be enabled, going for those sort of dives. And even though they did trade a pretty much an exchange over on towards that section for 2 for 1, but they still open up the top side. So great news is that, you know, a minute and a half, we're going to be seeing the Luminous Lord coming into play. Battery airstrike already being popped up, and it's just Papa all the way back.
Yep, I think what Cassius was doing there was baiting out the ults. So if they could have made the Unstoppable Force come in, force out possibly an out-of-place Ogi Shadow kill, or even maybe Obuyan with, again, very reactive Bat's Feast. But right now, looks like Wave of the Dragon being started up here. Oh, it's going to be Santa Claus throwing in Leo Murphy. They lose the Cho.
But Yam is coming in as well with the Electo, but he is being taken to less than 50%. Not looking all too shabby for an exchange from the side of 10 seconds. But they know that they cannot pursue any further. There's not much that they could possibly get out of it. And after losing Leo Murphy, they know, okay, this is a halt right here that we need to take.
Okay, so Obuyan here has the Dominance Ice. He realized that he needs extra defensive
Yep.
defensive stats here against the lineup for the side of Alter Ego Esports.
You put Obuyan in defense position.
Yeah, and Sevnia here, he's gonna go for another item just probably to make him extra tanky. But for Obuyan, it's not really the best thing to just go for pure magic damage right now. You need to help your team. You need to divide the responsibility in terms of taking the damage.
Oh, this is a double setup coming in from the side of Alter Ego Esports. They're making sure that the Benedetta stays busy, shoving that wave all the way on towards the lower side of the map, and Leo Murphy knows that it's inside of the bush, so no point to commit. But OG Shadow Kill on towards the corner, and Yam actually cuts out of it alive.
That was what, 2 ults used onto Yam and he just walks away?
I mean, magnificent. Straight up magnificent.
I give it a 10.
I give it a 10 as well.
I give it 11 if I may.
Oh, so that makes it 31.
Oh, 31.
Quick
Okay,
maths.
quick math.
Oh, quick Lord take as well. Chelly Boy not even blinking. That's going to be the assault started up
Leo
by
Murphy.
Alter Ego. Oh, Leo Murphy not even
Let go.
thinking twice for this engagement. Now into the back
Oh
portal gets destroyed.
my
Cassius
goodness.
takes him down. That's going to be an Ogi Shadow kill, but they're spreading out the damage. This is great for Alter Ego.
Looking absolutely perfect. They're not even taken off yet. All 5 members intact. They might just be able to close up the game right here, right now. And the Luminous Lord is marching in from where they have an open wound over on the top side. Now, after Ego, one last push, and they might just be able to catch up Papa. Better airstrike being taken out there into play. But Pi as well as Hellboy, they are being hurt. But of course, Leo Murphy will still have immortality. He does kick Zephania straight in towards the team. The Lord has arrived. This might just be game right here. Alter Ego securing their way and towards the next stages of the playoffs.
Their run won't end here, but unfortunately for Tennis Gaming Frost, our team for Japan, this is the end of the road.
Ah, that hurts to see. It does hurt to see.